Hey guys, it's Spaces Sims, and we are back with more 9-Rip, continuing Toka's route, maybe getting our ending today. Can I just tell you, I did not want to record right now. Not for, like, the fact that I didn't want to play the game, but seriously, my recording software and my everything just didn't want to work. I had to open and close it like 37 times. I had a little extra time today, like at lunch, to record, so if this goes a little over, woohoo! But then my washing machine, I decided to wash my sheets today because I was like, I got like my mom's sheets that are in her room usually when she visits. I was like, I'll throw those in. A sheet set that's been sitting there since before it got cold and I put flannel sheets on, so like months. Like, and another set of flannel sheets. I had 3 sets of sheets. I'm like, I'll just finally wash sheets, you know? And my washing machine decided it was going to start bashing the drum around in the machine like everything was concocted in there. And I really hate my washing machine because, like, it locks. So when it's in the cycle, not like a normal washing machine where you could, like, open the lid and then it'll stop. This one's like, no, it's locked. Fuck you. You have to turn it off in order to unlock it. It's like, yeah, but then I have to turn it off to unlock it to maybe adjust the sheets if they're tangled up or balled up, or that's why it's, you know, all out of whack and that's why it's bashing around in here. And then I have to start the whole washing process again. So I'm like, thank God it was in the wash cycle. It hadn't gotten to rinse. So I'm like, all right, I can at least set my machine to just rinse and do a spin drain and like drain and spin and just do that. So I'm like, okay, let's do that. And then I'm standing there for like 15 minutes in my freaking laundry room. Like, are you going to start bashing around? Because I'm here to hold this fucker down, because I'm assuming it's just the sheets, because I just washed towels the other day and it was fine. So I'm like, it's probably just the fucking sheets, whatever. It's not like it hasn't done this before, but it's usually when you have a heavy blanket that then gets really, really wet and saturated and starts bashing around. So it's probably the flannel sheets, to be fair. Because then it finally finishes and it only bashed. It was like bing, bing. And I'm like, okay, it didn't bash around too much. Pull everything out. I'm like, I don't think you did a spin, because everything is so sopping wet. It's not, you don't normally pull out and things are damp, but this is saturated. And I'm like, my dryer's gonna have to do the heavy lifting, because I am not turning this fucker on again and listening to that drum bang around in the washing machine and like practically and then so I go into my washing machine's halfway across the laundry room. Like, no, we're not doing that. But like between that and then this freaking recording software like not loading, I was like, you know what? I just want to yeet everything. Like, guys, Jesus Christ. Seriously? What the hell? But it's okay. It's okay. The dryer's pulling overtime. Like, I already have to, like, put everything on, like, a little extra. So this is gonna take, like, 6 hours to dry the sheets. I suppose I could have just left everything in the washing machine with, like, you know, because it's winter. It gets gross if things are damp or wet in the washing machine for, like, a couple of hours would have been fine. But, like, I would forget and then not do it till tomorrow. But, like, in the winter, it's okay. But, like, in the summer or warmer months, it's like, oh, things are going to get gross if they're damp and just sitting there all wet and getting musty. But, like, probably would have been fine sitting in the washing machine with the lid up, just letting everything air out a little bit and dry a little bit before chucking it into the dryer. But dryer's making its money. So, anyway. It also is so much loud. You probably can't hear it still, but it's like, it's also so much louder because it's like, you put sopping wet sheets in here, bitch. Like, I know. Like, sorry. Oh. Anyway. So maybe we'll get Toka's ending today. I don't know. Like, so. Right, we were gonna go find the god of death. The two transformed into their mortal forms, thinking it risky for me to be seen alone at night. Right, we're out with Yukimaro and Koharu. We then headed to a nearby park. Upon reaching the grassy area, Koharu reverted to his spirit form. We'll conduct the ritual here. Remember, don't show fear before the god of death. Stand tall. Don't let him belittle you. Okay, understood. We won't let him harm you, Master. We're here to protect you, so have no fear. I'm so grateful, and sorry for the trouble, you guys. Thank you both. It's so funny because Yukimaro's like, we're here to protect you, and part of you wants to be like, oh, sweetie, you're adorable. What are you going to do, bite his ankles? But like, at the same time, Yukimaru is powerful, so he could protect you. But he just seems so unassuming and, derpy that you underestimate him. I think that's one of his strengths. You know what I mean? Like, other gods and things will be like, this guy? Okay. And he could probably kick their asses, Especially if you had Scooby snacks ready for him when he was done. Which, I got snacks in my pockets for my Labradoodle. Absolutely. Let's begin. With that, Koharu placed his hand around my stomach. And the god of death once drew out your soul, and there ought to be a remnant. A soft glow emanated from my stomach, causing my body to shudder momentarily. Yukimaru tenderly grasped my hand. Then he gave me a reassuring smile, which soothed my quickly beating heart. Simultaneously, I felt a surge of bravery. It's okay. I have 2 people here whom I trust completely. I'll be okay. Plus, my feelings for Toka are what drove me here. The light from my stomach shone so brightly it nearly blinded me. See, they even gave him a shadow sprite. Not really a sprite, just an outline, but I'm just saying, Fantis, god of death, hottie, date him? Yeah? Right? Right? Am I crazy? Just maybe. As the glow dimmed, a figure in a black robe wielding a large scythe materialized before me. The god of death. His face was obscured by the shadow of his hood, making it impossible to discern his features. All I could see was the area around his mouth.
What's this? To think I was summoned by a human girl.
But because he doesn't have a face, so we gotta do whatever. From below the shadow, a sharp, glowing gaze reached out at me, causing me to falter. But then Yukimaru squeezed my hand and I felt my courage return. I summoned you because I wish to speak with you.
That light you're emitting. Well. It's been a while. You're the girl that Tengu saved.
Tengu? He means Toka.
And to see you have spirits working for you. You lead quite the fascinating life. Fitting for one who's attracted a god.
They're not working for me. They're my friends. They're working with me. Master. They're not working for me. They're my friends. And then Yukimaru has to go, Master. Well, that kind of makes me sound like I'm lying now, sweetie. Please simmer down. Like, the god's like, really? He's your friend, but he calls you master? And you're like, listen, don't shame my kinks, okay? As Yukimaru spoke softly, Koharu couldn't help but laugh. Then Koharu turned his attention to the god of death. If you recall the events of that day, then this conversation should be brief. What did you take from the Tengu?
Power. It was the only thing he had that made me consider backing away.
My dryer just got like 10 times louder. Holy shit. I knew it. I really hope you can't hear that. Can you please return that power to him? My life. No, I'll offer anything but my soul. Please. As I bowed deeply, an amused voice reached my ears.
Girl, lift your head.
Following his instructions, I slowly looked up.
Tell me, throughout your life, have you experienced nightmares?
Huh? Nightmares? Yeah, Manami keeps popping into my dreams and scaring the shit out of me. It's kind of a pain in the ass.
That reaction tells me no, you have not. Well, then it seems that Tengu has protected you well.
Puzzled by his words, I could only respond with a confused look. Pardon me, god of death, but I believe we're confused about your meaning. And why exactly did you target her soul?
Ah, how very interesting. Despite being a god, you know little of my work?
My knowledge in this area is lacking. Please accept my apology. Don't make my Labradoodle sad. Wait, Yukimaru was a god? Oh, that's true. We don't know that in this route. Okay. Ignoring my confusion, the god of death continued.
As is well known, my role involves the collection of mortal souls. But it's not out of cruelty. My duty is to rescue souls targeted by demons, claiming them first and ensuring their safe passage to heaven.
Ah, you know what? That makes sense. And now we don't hate you. Now it's like, absolutely, you're protecting me from Minami. Sweet. Look at that. I mean, one more reason for them to make you sexy and make you dateable in the fan disc. Just saying. We'll give you a better voice then. Demons?
What? Are you surprised by their existence? You shouldn't be. You've spent time with spirits and gods, child.
True. I can't believe demons are real too. It feels like something out of a movie or a book, but it's all true. So that's kind of interesting. Like, you're like, the god of death is... I mean, death is inevitable, so you can't really hate the god of death for taking someone when it's their time. Okay, whatever. But it's more like, you know, you do get pictures. You're like, why so suddenly? Like, he's like, I'm just doing my job, man. You know? And you're like, why in the world would you try to take a child? Like, that's always where people get mad. Like, you took a child! Not like a person who's like 90 where you're like, I've had a good life, so if I died, okay, fine. But like, this kid's like 5. What the fuck? You know what I mean? So like, legit. But like, he's like, because it was either I take you or a demon does. So like, bitch, you were gonna like get fucked either way. like I mean, listen, I know there's Minami stans out there who would be like, volunteer to be taken by Minami versus shadowy god of death. Sure. You know what? And for you, valid. And good for you. I'm happy for you. You go take Minami. But for me, I'm like, I'll take my chances with the god of death. Just saying. Okay? Unless being dragged to hell by Minami means I get rescued by Seiya and then I get to be with Seiya. Any way to end up with Seiya is all I'm saying. So, like, in that case, I'd be like, yeah, heaven sounds great and all, but hell has Seiya. So, if Minami... But see, Minami would have stolen my soul and made a bargain with me. But if he kidnapped me and dragged me to hell against my will, then Seiya could rush in and being his beautiful, glorious self. God, he's so precious and I miss him so much. And then he would have saved me and he would be like, we'll bring you back. And I'll be like, no, I'll stay here with you. This is fine. So, you know, fair enough. But also, you know, again, for Minami lovers, like, you like, hell no! Going with... I get it. I get it for you. I'm happy for you. You go with Minami. Have fun. Live your best fucking life. Okay? Because I'll be with Seiya. And keeping Yukimaro and Koharu and Kureha. and Koyo and Seda. I mean, pretty much everyone except for Minami is coming. Toga's questionable right now because, like, if he has a glow up and we get his adult form back, maybe. Maybe. Okay, but, like, his adorable form, not into it. You know, appreciate the route. I can, but I'm not, like, in love with him. And unfortunately, Hibiki, as much as I appreciate, like, that he's a little unhinged, he's still a little too cutesy. He's too young for me still, unfortunately. And Minami is a straight fucking pass. But everybody else can come along into the man harem. So, you know. Anyway. It feels like something out of a movie or a book, but it's all true. Or an Otome game. I understand. So even as the god of death, you're no different than any other god. You act to protect humans from demons. As the god of death nodded in affirmation, Koharu interjected. So you're saying she was targeted by a demon? I gasped. Right, given his explanation, that seemed quite plausible.
Indeed. If your soul is consumed by a demon, you'll live in eternal torment. My goal was to prevent you from facing such a fate. God of Death, too. The God of Death haunts mortal souls to save those that attracted the attention of devils. If your soul is eaten by a devil, you suffer eternally. That's exactly how I feel about Minami. I would suffer eternally. But not with Seiya. That would just be dream come true. Eternal suffering, but he's not a demon, so.
The very thought sent shivers down my spine.
The Dark One still pursues your soul to this day. He is rather persistent. It must have significant need for your soul.
What? Even now? Then why haven't you taken my soul yet?
I struck a deal with the Tengu.
The god of death looked away. He gazed at the playground of Beachfront Park. See, this would be a great background to have. I'm just saying, Sena poking out from the background. Maybe not now in the middle of the night, because maybe he's gone somewhere else.
It all occurred right here in this very park. I know not of what the Tengu told you, but now know the truth of that day. I had gripped your soul with my scythe, drawing it forth, poised to sever it from your body.
I'm sorry, I just had to get a little dramatic. It was a little too much fun. I couldn't resist it. I'm sorry.
When the Tengu fell to his knees before me.
Please put your scythe away. I'm begging you.
To see you like this, you must have grown quite attached to her. All the more reason for you to understand what I'm doing and why I'm here. Now let me finish my work.
Okay. I was trying to figure out who was talking.
Even if I relent now, that demon will soon come for her soul. If he succeeds, she'll face nothing but eternal suffering.
Again, exactly how I feel. I'll guard her. I give you my word.
Your words are worthless to me. How do I know I can trust you? Stop this nonsense and leave me to my work.
Then, however you my divine power, you know how important that is to a god, right? I'll give it to you. Then will you trust me?
Ha 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 ha! Fool! Without your power, how do you intend to protect the girl?
Well...
He had no plan besides offering something of value to me. As soon as I pointed to the flaw in his logic, he stumbled. And yet, the fire in his eyes never faded. Is he serious? I wonder. I viewed him as nothing more than a fool, and yet I trusted him. Very well. I shall leave you with enough power to protect her.
Really?
Indeed, the light in your eyes has moved even me. This is the first time I've entrusted my role to another. Listen carefully. You are to guard her against demons until her spirit is fortified. Let us see. 17? I will give you to the age of 17. By then she should be able to face the demon herself.
Which, I did technically. And in one of those timelines, I was like, no, I want to stay with the demon and got to fuck him. Really disappointed that the only, sexy times we had was with Minami of all people. God. But good for you, Minami girls. Good for you, girls. And boys. Whatever. And everybody else. Anybody who's a Minami person.
If she can defend herself and is taken... Oh, if she can't defend herself and is taken, that's on you, not me. I wash my hands of this.
Thank you deeply. I'll strengthen her heart by age 17 and promise to protect her.
A Tengu. One who is to give burdens to others gives away his power to save a mere child. And I can tell you are one of high rank.
I don't care what they say. Without her, I would have quit being a god altogether. If it means protecting her, I'll endure whatever my clan has to say about me.
Her life will be tough. My eyes can see for her a hellish existence in life as well.
If so, I'll spirit her away. She's strong. She'll grow stronger and face whatever comes her way.
Ha 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 ha! And if she dies from your actions,
which I did quite often. If she's facing a living hell in life, then it won't matter if she dies. And if she suffers, then I too will share her fate.
This Tengu is mad. Yet I suppose I can understand.
I'll keep giving her challenges so she grows strong. She'll overcome any burden and have a bright future.
You aim to change destiny. Bold, even for a god. Very well, I'll accept your power. Prepare yourself, god.
I didn't think the God of Death was going to have so many lines, man. When the God of Death finished, he turned his gaze toward me.
Tell me, girl, do you hold a heart strong enough to resist the shadow that chases you? You must know this demon is far scarier than I. He'll not let you walk free easily.
You're actually not that scary. I mean, sure, you're like a shadow with a giant scythe, and that's a little creepy. But then it's like, you're like, I was like just trying to save you from like a demon, girl. Seriously? And we're like, actually, okay. All right, we're with you. Plus, I'm just imagining you're hot under all this shadow. I faced every challenge that Toka's thrown at me, and I've grown stronger. I'm ready. I spoke with certainty, and the pale mouth beneath the hood smiled.
Oh, I beg to differ.
What?
I doubt your heart's truly fortified. After all, you still rely on the Tengu's presence.
Well, he may be right about that, but now I see his presence means more. Toka's by my side because his love for me is boundless. Suddenly silence enveloped us. Everyone froze. Hey, are you really sure about that? Are you still that clueless, Koharu? Toka... It's true! I am Species Stalker! Stalker, Toka. He's supposedly been watching over the protagonist for the last 13 years. I turned to see Toka floating as he normally did, a large smile on his face. Maybe, okay, this is where we're gonna wrap things up. I mean, this is gonna be like a... Well, and then we have an after story, but... I can't believe you all did this behind my back. I came home and I was worried when I saw the house totally empty. Toka, acting like his usual self, approached. I, on the other hand, felt ready to faint with shock. Oh, I'm sorry. Had I known you were going to attempt something so risky, I would have just been honest with you. But I'm sorry too. And that's exactly right, Toka. Had you shared everything with her from the beginning, we might have avoided this whole thing. Getting lectured by Yukimaru of all people. That truly is shameful. Seriously. It's kind of funny. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Enough, both of you. It's time we headed back. Let Toka handle this. Indeed, I'll take it from here. Yukimaru, Koharu, thank you for all your help. Yes, truly, thank you both. I'll express my gratitude properly once we're home. In that case, how about you stop at the convenience store on the way home? Yukimaru gets a tummy yummy. Tummy yummy is something a fucking labradoodle would say if it turned into a human. He's such a goddamn labradoodle. I love him so much. Classic Yukimaru, seriously. With that, Yukimaru and Koharu departed. Toka approached the god of death, standing firm. It's been some time. I've come to show you my vow was upheld.
Oh ho ho! That does appear to be true. From now on, I'll watch to see if our heart is strong enough to repel the demon.
It is. I'll show you.
A good answer. Very well, then. I shall restore the Tengu's power.
Oh. Truly?
The fact that she survived until today, and has a heart strong enough to even stand up to me, the god of death, is evidence you fulfilled your vow.
The god of death gently moved his scythe toward Toka's marked leg, halting just above it.
These powers borrowed to save a life, may they be returned.
Like, how nice of him to give them back. A glow emerged from the scythe, expanding until it enveloped both of us in its brilliant light. As the light dimmed, the god of death vanished, and Toka... The figure before me was taller than me, yet he bore a resemblance to someone I knew. Someone who'd been with me all along. Toka got a glow up to his adult form! If he's taller now. Shit! Okay, we need a CG to see. You better make a sprite version of him, but I still want a CG to see. Toka? I called out to him and he turned around. Oh god, I can't wait for this. Here we go. Oh my god. Oh my god, we just get... Come on! Oh! Okay. Yeah. Nope. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Sold. Sold. 100%. He is beautiful in his adult form. Sold. That's all I needed. This is all I needed. Uh-huh. He's got a little bit of, there's something about, like, the look on his face that reminds me of Yukimaro. But he's got that adorable prettiness. Yeah, no, I'm fucking 100%, like, part of me wishes he was like this the whole fucking time. But I understand the whole, like, plot and point behind it. Like, he's just adorable and cutesy and, like, whatever. And then they bamboozle you and then they give you this. Do we get sprite version? This is better than I could have hoped for. We have to... What was the voice I was giving him when we were, like... When he gets all serious and, like, whatever, right? Because we can't do this voice for him anymore. I totally kind of forgot the... I tried to do a slight change, like, earlier when he'd get the glowing eyes and then he'd be all mysterious and whatever, like... But I forget what it is, and I'm not prepared to remember, but... Like... Fuck, I can't remember what it was, but... Like... Because we can't do his normal voice, but it was something similar? Like, at last, I can hold you close. Something like... Okay, that'll work, I guess. Toka... Is that really you? Thank God, he is gorgeous. I'm here for this. Yes, it's me. Surprised? Do I look very different? Oh, yes, quite a bit. His voice was deeper, he was taller, and I was unable to hide my surprise. I know he's beautiful. Yet, gazing into his eyes, I recognized him. A wave of relief washed over me. I had resigned myself to never returning to this form. Actually, I grew to like my other form. It symbolized my commitment to protecting you. I took pride in that appearance. Your appearance doesn't matter to me. As long as you're Toka, that's all I care about. And also, this appearance is like 10 out of 10. Like, I'm here for the, like, you're still not going to be my favorite. You're never going to take my heart from Seiya. But, like, this is a glow up and a half. And I'm going to swoon a lot. Hearing you say that warms my heart. And now in this form, perhaps you'll see me as more of a man. I felt slightly offended by his assumption. I mean, I'm not really. I can't be offended by that. Like, yeah, I mean, you know, personality-wise, we enjoyed his company and all of that, but it was like, but I'm going to need the glow-up is sold. It was like, I don't know, he's too adorable. Even though, again, his adorable face still had, like a mature aura about it, which was very weird, but very well done. Like, good for them. Am I the only one? Seriously? I've asked this 100 times, but none of this has gone up yet, so I don't know if anybody's responded and said it, so that's why I have to keep asking. Because, like, none of Toka's route, I don't think, is... Actually, no, Toka's route's probably going up right about now, because, like, I'm behind and we're doing every other day now, but you know what I mean? So, like, I'm not sure where we are, but I don't know when I started asking or, like, doing that, but I feel like I've been doing that since though, ever since we saw Toka for the first time. It's like, why does he have, like... Oh, I guess more as we've gotten into his route, it's been more. But anyway, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but that's just the vibe. Maybe I was just hoping. So, anyway. I've always seen you as attractive because I love you. Oh, I'm sorry. I know we're gonna have to say goodbye tomorrow. You think I just leave after hearing how you feel? Huh? The reason I put how I feel about you into words is because I thought this was my last chance. I never expected you to feel the same, though I allowed myself to hope. So, which is it? I was torn. Asking for your love seemed like far too much to hope for. But if I ever found out that you did feel the same, I'd never let you go. Of that I was certain. What does that mean? It means I want to be with you always. I still didn't understand what he meant, yet just as I was about to press for more answers... Spacey, listen to me. I'm in love with you. Will you be able to return that love to me? I already knew the answer. I guess I can't say my feelings are exactly the same as yours, Toka, but I'm sure in the future they will be. I look forward to that day. I'll always be by your side. Kiss! Oh, I'm gonna die. As his lips met mine, I closed my eyes, embracing the moment. Maybe I knew about like the glow up thing because maybe I saw this CG. I don't know though. At first, because I was like, and then I was like, is it from? I don't know now. Not this one, but the other version of it. And then I'm like, did I see this before? Maybe I did see it. Maybe I spoiled it, like early on in the game, and just kind of forgot about it. Because that's what I was wondering in the live. Like, did I know? Like, did I spoil something? Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? But it's one of those. It's not like I absolutely 100% remember it. It would have been I read something or I saw the CG or something, like either in the very beginning when we were playing the game started months ago, or, even before, like maybe when the game was being localized before it came out or something. You know what I mean? But anyway, during our kiss, Toka's words and my future flooded my mind. He would remain by my side. Tomorrow he may see me, but I'd no longer be able to see him. Nope. We couldn't feel each other like this. Desiring to hold on to this feeling for as long as possible, I focused on the warmth of his lips. Although our hearts were one, our farewell was imminent. Nope. Despite the sadness, the return of Toka's powers brought me great joy. Truly a happy ending for us both. Not yet. Nope. It ain't over yet. Because we gotta do our after. Nope, we gotta do our after. Where we get our real end. I know what the title of this end is, and that's... A few days had passed since that day. And just as I expected, the following day, I was no longer able to see Toka. As for Koharu, because he'd already cursed me by having me meet the god of death, he fulfilled his role and said goodbye. As for Yukimaro, as soon as I was hired by my favorite cafe, he got called in by the Guardian Spirit Committee. It was deemed that he had officially made me happy, and he had become a full-fledged Guardian Spirit and had left my side. Aww! All my friends are dead. And invisible now, but literally all my friends are dead, to be fair. Or spirits. As for me... I had nightmares each night. I knew it was the demon the god of death had mentioned. I hated them, but I was able to endure them. This is yet another trial, a challenge to be faced. I can overcome this too. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. The god gave Toka back his powers. Toka's been protecting me from the demon. Toka now has way more power. Why is Minami haunting my dreams? You know what I'm saying? I'm just noodle on that for a hot minute. We'll get to why. I know why. Are you off from school today? Well, what about work? Yeah, I'm free from both today. I'll take care of dinner then. Oh, I'm looking forward to it. Dessert included, right? Absolutely. That's the highlight. As long as it's you, I know we're in good hands. Rude? What's that supposed to mean? I'm a very good cook. Oh dear, please. Your cooking is less food and more like something that gets cooked up in a chemical weapons lab. Rude! But funny as shit. Oh, look at the time. I better head out. Later, you two. Oh my, I have to go too. Spacey, do you mind cleaning up? Sure thing. Later. After seeing the two of them rush off to work, I cleaned up the breakfast plates and thought about what to make for dinner. I'll go to the store later and buy some ingredients. But first, I turned on the TV. After playing the episode of Tono Damaru I'd recorded, I returned to the kitchen. I wonder if Yukimaro's watching. He'd asked me to play Tono Damaru from time to time. Although I may not be able to see him, I bet he's enjoying it right now. The thought made me smile. After they left, life returned to its old pace, yet a sense of loneliness lingered. I have a feeling this loneliness won't go away anytime soon, either. And I think you're wrong about that. And whenever I thought of Toka, my heart ached. No, I shouldn't say it like that. It wasn't a sad memory. It was a happy one. I'll just relax a little and then head out. In the afternoon, I ventured to the station for some unique spices not found in regular stores. Ah, they have them here. Dinner's sorted then. I guess there's no real reason to go home. Maybe I'll take a little walk. I found myself drawn to Tsukumo Shrine, where I first met Yukimaro and Toka. I remember Toka perched on the donation box. As soon as I approached the donation box, I took out a coin and tossed it in. After clapping, I closed my eyes, whispering a prayer in my heart. Toka, how are you doing lately? Things are great here. I tried talking to him, unsure if he could actually hear me or not. You think this is Toka or is it the priest? Someone's asking. Are you asking God for a favor? Huh? Maybe it's Toka. It's Toka then. My eyes shut open, because if it was the priest, she would have been like, oh, not like, huh? This seems like she's shocked. We're getting another CG. I suddenly felt a gentle embrace from behind. Turning, I was speechless at the sight of him. Look at his adorable. Oh, I'm sorry. I like him in his god form with his flute with his great, ginormous hair, but like, look at his short little normal hair. I'm praying to another god, are you? What, are you trying to make me jealous or something? Huh? This is so cute. Look at it. He still has a giant fucking sweater on. Just like... Well, I'm not a god anymore, so I guess it doesn't matter. Told you. Okay, so that's what was like, I'm having, nightmares every night. But if Toka has all his power back, why are you having nightmares? That's because he doesn't have powers, because he's a human. I knew that because the Godly End's title is Together as Mortals. So seeing the title of the end spoiled it for me. But that's why I didn't tell you until, now. Here you go. Toka? Yep, it's me, Toka. Sorry for the long wait. Wait, what do you mean? What's happening? And to put it simply, I gave up my divinity to live as a mortal with you. That's hardly a full explanation. No, that's a full explanation. I'll explain more later. For now, just let me be close to you. He then pressed his cheek against mine. Still, I needed answers. I'm so confused. Does this mean you'll be able to visit me from time to time? Time to time? Don't be silly. Have you forgotten what I told you when we parted? When we parted? I vowed to never leave your side, remember? Right, he did say that. But I never imagined he meant it as a mortal. All my divine powers are gone. Now I can truly be with you every day. Like, he's adorable, but I like Toka in his divine form grown up. Like, he's so goddamn gorgeous. You know what I mean? Like, human Toka's cute, but he's not divine Toka. You know what I mean? Like... But still, at least he got a glow up and he's not adorable little baby face. Like, so we're here for this. Like, that's really wonderful, but are you sure you're okay with that? Giving up your role as a god? You're my world. Being here with you like this fills me with more joy than I could have possibly imagined. I mean, get you a man that would give up being a god for you. That's the most romantic shit ever. My wish is for your happiness, and I won't allow anyone else to be that joy for you. So I'd like to stay by your side forever. Is that alright with you, Spacey? Of course! Having you near is pure joy to me. Such joy. I can nearly fade away. You better not. Besides, you're not a god anymore. You can't even do that. Toka chuckled, then leaned in to whisper, You're my one and only. From now on, and no more watching from afar. I'll guard you right by your side. I'll dedicate myself entirely to you. In return, I want your whole heart. Understood? Oh, Toka, sweetie, there's a man harem in my brain. I can't give you my whole heart. I can give you a piece of it. But that's all I can do. That's the best I got. So take it or leave it, buddy. I silently agreed, and Toka's laughter filled the air. He chose to stay with me, even if it meant being mortal. Though we'd only been apart a few days, it had felt like an eternity. I longed for him. I loved him. Though the nightmares had worried me, with Toka by my side, I felt even stronger. With you here, Toka, I fear nothing. I'll make sure you never have to be afraid. Your happiness is my happiness, after all. How sweet and adorable. I still like... And this, okay, so they weren't going to give him, like, I mean, it was like he disappeared. It's like, all right, they're not going to give him a sprite, so they don't have to draw sprites for, like, oh, we got to read the thing. I forgot. Ah, finally I get to live in the same world as you. It feels like a dream, and every time I wake up, I fear it might really be just a dream. I have a suggestion. Once you graduate, let's live together so the first thing I see and touch when I wake up is you. I hope you say yes. Looking forward to our future together, my beloved. How sweet, though. Aww. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, it took 40 minutes. I'm surprised. I thought we were going to maybe get a little bit more. Like, oh, I was like, well, I wasn't really. I was like, okay, it could go longer, but then, worked out perfectly. Memory. Let's go see our... Who's under other? We're still missing 2 of them. Huh. How? How do we unlock those CGs? That's interesting. Whoa, well, one's probably an NCG. I would have thought there was a CG maybe for, like, all 3. Ooh, Toka only has 4 CG. I felt like we were lacking on Toka's CGs. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, did he feel like... Because everybody else... Hold on. Everybody else... Well, they like Minami the best, clearly. When they're wrong. Because, like, everybody gets, like, roughly 7. Kureha got 8, which was kind of nice. Minami gets 9, like, obviously their favorite. Seiya got 8, though. Seiya and Kureha getting 8 makes me feel better because look at this beautiful bastard. But everybody else generally is 7. But poor Toka only gets 4. Like, that's kind of sad. You know what I mean? But to be fair, I'm just surprised there's not going to be, like, another CG in his other ending. They could have done that, like, 5 and given him another CG in his other end. You know what I mean? So, I feel like that would have been good, but, like, this is adorable. Also because, like, babyface Toka is kind of cute and shit, but this is my favorite. So, like... This is our NCG, but then when we do the other part, what's our NCG? The kiss version of this? Like, look at... Goddamn, his hands are beautiful, everything. Like, it's beautiful. Stop it. And, like, this one's cute and all. But I still like this version of Toka. Gorgeous. Beautiful. This version of Toka is adorable and looks like any other guy in any other Otome game. You know what I mean? They took the Toka-ness away a little bit, I guess. So, But I love this. God, look at beautiful. This is what I want to stay here with the... I know we can't. So I'm, like, happy that they get to be together, though. You know what I mean? So, I didn't, like... Toka's route isn't my favorite. But... Absolutely the end. Love it. Like, still good. Still good. It's not my favorite. But I also just... Like, there's nothing wrong with it at all. But, like, to be fair, like, there's other love interests. And I think it could just be because maybe I was, like, hoping he gets the glow up because, like, he's adorable. But there's really nothing... There's nothing wrong with him. Like, I could see... I think, for me, it's definitely the, like, you're adorable babyface. If he looked like this the whole time, probably would have liked it a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like, because I always, like, take a step back when they're babyface. Like, those love interests are not for me. So even if the route's really good, it's still never gonna... It's like, this is a really great route, but it's never really gonna be my favorite. You know what I mean? Except for in Virashana. That's basically the only time that Noritsune. There you go. It's the only time. Wait, was that Beershana or was that? Wait, which route was he in? Oh my god. Guys, I can't remember all my games. Everything's jumbled in my head. Holy shit. Yeah, no, it was. Yes, okay, okay. I just, all of a sudden my brain went, wait. Because I could not for the life of me, Noritsune wouldn't come to me in my brain. I'm like picturing him, but I can't picture the name. The only time the adorable little baby-faced one, because, like, you know, he just looked like a 16-year-old boy. We're 16, 17, whatever. He looked our age in the game. But I'm not usually a fan of those, but he's the queen of literally all Otome games. Like, he gets a special pass for just being perfect. Okay, Seiya kind of tops him in the perfect. But, like, you know, Noritsune does have the, like, you can't... Seriously? Seriously? Everything about, like... Hi, you think I'm a dude and you're chasing me down, like, I'm gonna fight you and I'm gonna... And kind of, like, and everybody teasing him, like, oh, what are you, in love? Oh, whatever. And he's like, so? And it's like, he gave no fucks. He was like, I don't give a shit. He's like, we're gonna fight and then we're gonna make out. And you're like, I'm a girl. And he's like, I don't give a shit. And, like, he didn't give a crap. Like, you know, as opposed to when you're playing an Otome game where, like, you're pretending to be a boy, everybody kind of fucking knows somehow that you're a girl, and that's the only way they can fall in love with you is because they know or something, you know? But, like, Noritsune was like, don't care. We're gonna fight and make out. And, like, was kind of, like, acting like he was in love with you. Like, enemies to lovers already before he knew you were a girl, and he gave no fucks whatsoever. And, like, we stand that kind of energy, you know what I mean? Like, that's just beautiful. That is perfect. So, like, props for that. So that's why he gets a special pass by having the adorable face that I'd normally be like, not my type of love interest. But Route turned it out, okay? But I mean, overall, and this is like basically the game because we have 2 parts after this. We'll have the next part where we basically wrap up Toka's route, so it'll take probably 5 minutes. So it'll be very short. And then we have our popping on the voice acting and playing around. And I hope we get the last 2 CGs. Otherwise, I'm not really sure how we get them because I don't see a note anywhere like... It says simply enter them open memory and select photos. The full CG should automatically unlock. But what's the other one? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't say 2 of them. It should just say, but there's 2 missing. So I don't know what that other one is. I would have thought because in the other ones, there is, like, we get CGs with, like, we took the photo with Kureha and Hibiki. You know what I mean? You know? So, I'm just trying to see if I can see anything in the guide if it says anything about that. Oh my, okay, so I'm looking at Otome Kitten's, like, route ranking. Koyo, then Toka, because you put question marks. Minami, Koharu, Seiya, Kureha, Hibiki, Seina, and Yukimaru. And she actually rated the love interest, Kureha, because she's biased because the voice actor. I love Kureha. And Koyo are kind of on the same. Then Koharu, then Toka. Seiya and Minami are the same. Seiya, Minami, and Seina equal Hibiki, then Yukimaru. Seriously? You put Yukimaru on the bottom? Girl, I don't trust you anymore. No, I mean, like, different strokes for different folks, because I'm over here like Minami goes on the bottom. Minami I will step on him and not in the fun, kinky way. Not that his route was bad. It's just I personally just do not freaking like him at all. I don't think there was actually, aside from not liking Minami and being like, God, I don't know why I just don't like him. Objectively, his route itself and the story was good. But I'd have to, I guess, put that route as my least favorite just because I didn't like him and I feel like it was like, oh, I've got to record Minami and I don't want to. You know what I mean? But objectively, taking a step back, stepping aside from personal choices, I don't think there was a route that I really didn't enjoy. You know, like, on its own. Again, if it was a different character, if it was a different sprite maybe or something, I might not have disliked Manami as much as I did. Maybe I would have. I don't know. I guess he would be on the bottom for his like, no, pass. Also, didn't really like his route because I don't like him, so. But again, still doesn't make sense to me. But like, Seiya's always number one. Kureha's up there in the top. Like, I didn't mind Toka's route, but I really like Toka like this. So, like, I guess he kind of would have to go on the bottom. You know, he's obviously Manami's on the bottom, very bottom. And then Hibiki would be above him. You know, and Hibiki and Toka would kind of be tied. Toka would probably go above Hibiki. But not because I didn't like the routes, just because Hibiki's just not for me. Like, because again, the baby face, that's it. And Toka would only go above him just because this, right here, this gets you all the points, you know. But, yeah, I don't know. I think, honestly, Seiya, Kureha, and Yukimaru are my top three. Like, I love Sena a lot, and I liked Koyo and Kureha. I mean, yeah. Wait. No. Wait, what did I just say? Good God, my mind is... Guys, I can't. Hold on, yeah. Seiya, Yukimaru, and Kureha are my top. Koharu, that's... Okay. Kureha and Koharu in my brain get mixed up, and I want to say, like, I don't know why. They're just, like, for some reason, my brain is like, same thing. It's not the same thing. I don't know why my brain can't figure it out. But, yeah. Kureha, Seiya, and Yukimaru are probably my top three. I really did love Sena and Koyo and Koharu a lot, but they would probably be tied for second place. And then Hibiki and Toka would be like third place just because Toka's kind of on that 2.5 line. Like, he's kind of the second, if as long as he looks like this in his god form. That's it. But, like, Toka, as we spent most of the route with him, would have to be in third because, like, I'm not into the babyface adorableness. Even though he's a fun character, it's just not for me. And, unfortunately, that's adorable, but it's also really not for me. So, this is the only version of him that I'm, like, 100% into. And then Hibiki, great character, good route, but not for me. And then Manami's on the bottom because, like, fuck Manami. I don't know. Oh, God. Anyway, overall, I've had a lot of fun, but we will get more into everything now. I shouldn't be rambling about my thoughts on the game because we haven't finished it yet. We still have one more route to do, but we're essentially done. So we will do the last part. Interesting. Okay. Anyway, we'll get his heavenly end. There's no bad ends for Toka. And then we'll do our voice acting and everything. So we have 2 more parts left, and then this game is wrapped up, man. All right. So anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.